Did? I think he lied to us when he told us he didn't have a gun. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. But I love Smallville, and I seen someone talking about, I think it was Fabio again, about Werewolf by Night. I did a review on it. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is something that I wish more people were talking about. They're all talking about, oh, She-Hulk is this, it's either outrageous or great. I like it. But nobody's talking about Werewolf by Night. And it's besides She-Hulk, and you guys know I have a special place in my heart for that, it's the best thing to come out of Phase 4. It is old-fashioned monster 40s. Beautiful. I really wish they'd have done it as a 2 or 3-parter. Like, I wish we would have gotten more. And I hope we do at least get more in the future, because it was really, really good. And I loved, I knew I was in love. I knew I was in love with this show when we saw Man-Thing. Think about this for a second. We got this Man-Thing before the DCEU got a good Swamp Thing. Now, to be fair, they did that Swamp Thing show. Nothing came of it. It was really good, though. But I thought it was really great character work. Like, all in an hour, it's worth watching for sure. Did she just say she likes She-Hulk? I love She-Hulk. It's definitely the best thing to come out of Phase 4. I don't know. Werewolf by Night must... Let's see if they stick the landing with episode 9. But Werewolf by Night might be better. But they're very different categories, right? Werewolf by Night was definitely horror, old, paying homage to monsters and stuff like this. But it definitely... She-Hulk was written by an ancient cabal of bag ladies. Fight me. We already know you lose. We already know you lose. That was made evident on Thursday. I'm just saying. But yeah, Werewolf by Night. You guys need to check it out. It's that damn good. Don't front. You said it was your bro who made you not get into. Yes, he played over and over and over and over. I don't have anything against Nirvana. I liked the song that they used in the Batman, but seriously, the song, that weird song, where he's just screaming, "Write me again." I can't take it seriously. I can't. And there are a couple covers that I've enjoyed more than the original. Plateau was a great song. That's the best song. Yeah, that's probably the best Nirvana song there is. That's a great song. But other than that, yeah, I'm just not. You also got to remember, I was 7 when Kurt Cobain killed himself. So I wasn't of that era. I was still listening, I don't know, to Sesame Street and shit at that time, right? So I wasn't really into it. I do already have the link pinned if anyone is interested in doing Disagreement. I figured we would talk about that. There's a lot of stuff to come out at Comic-Con. We might talk about if we don't get any disagreements. If not, we'll talk about them on Tuesday, because there is so much to go over. Wait, what are I seen that somebody got timed out earlier for telling me to go away. Let's just be nice, but also, did you really think that was going to work? Somebody comes in here, go away, nerdette. And I'm just fuck, you beat me. How did you know that would make me leave my platform and just completely disappear off the face of the earth? You got me. You won by telling me to go away. Well then, NWO, the link is pinned. It is, right? It is? Yes, it is. What do you want to disagree? I mean, I know we don't disagree about She-Hulk, Reese, right? You love that show. You were especially fond of Daredevil in that show. And his victory lap. I like how everybody's calling it a victory lap after dude gets laid. Dude gets his fuck on with She-Hulk, and they're saying it's a walk of shame as he's walking with a smile on his face. No, no, that's called a victory lap. He just got with She-Hulk. And yeah, Tatiana Maslany is hot. Like, let's be real here. New Teen Wolf and Wolf Pack trailer, new clip was a little interesting. I seen there was also a new Wednesday show coming out. Me and Bianca were talking a little bit earlier about bringing some horror stuff in for Bad Ideas. I'm like, how scared are you? Scared easy? We could go like House of a Thousand Corpses, creepy, right? But Motley Crue, hell yeah, I love Motley Crue. But I don't think I can put her through that. I don't think I can put her through like, I don't know. Why is he carrying his boots though? I don't know. Like maybe he was like in a hurry. I don't know. Like that's a good question. I find it funny that he was carrying his boots, but he had like a smile from ear to ear. My boy Matt Murdock is a Chad. That's right. Maybe Daredevil is not gay. Daredevil's a little dirty whore. Come on now. You like Pearl Jam, so I can't mess with you too much. Yeah, you know what? Figure drawing, I think you have like this nostalgia effect of older music and you're not really into the newer rock that's very similar. And I get it. Imagine Dragons is super mainstream. But the reason I use some of the music I do in the beginning is a lot of it when it comes to creating like different edits has a lot to do with beats, right? So like Bones from Imagine Dragons, it's constant beats. So it looks good when you edit it together because you can use that as a reference to start the next clip. So a lot of times I will use that. And it's not necessarily like I like a couple songs. I'm not a huge Coldplay fan, but like they've got about 5 to 10 songs that are pretty good. That song I love though. Like I love listening to that song. It's so pretty and it's about the French Revolution. Like it's so good. It really is. Daredevil gets more ass than a toilet seat. Wait, what? Uh-oh. Reese!
So, I can't pay a lot of attention because I'm watching the game.
Friggin'
But
nerd.
if you want to disagree about stuff, I can try.
About your love for She-Hulk? Your love affair?
So that's a shit show. No.
Did you watch Werewolf by Night?
No.
Oh, you should check it out.
I've been avoiding phase 4 like it's a plague. But hi nerd, I wanted to make sure I said that this time.
I couldn't hear the last part, but I'm glad you came on. I like that you come in the chat. Like I don't know when you're listening, obviously, but then when I mention She-Hulk, all I ever see is an LMAO. I'm like, fucking Reese. Funny.
It's a terrible, horrible show, and I really don't understand it most of the time. So, but you like it, I don't. It's weird.
I just think I like it. Like, I don't know if it's like a lot of people keep calling it like this overly feminist thing, and maybe it's nice to see.
It really is. It really is. There's no way to argue that. That man's walking around with his boots like one of those chicks on Halloween.
He got some pussy. How can you
pause, hold up, before you go any further. There's no reason for him to be walking with his boots. No matter how much pussy you get, you ain't gonna walk out without your boots unless her dude came home.
That's fair. I don't know, what was it for comedic effect, I'm assuming?
It was a terrible joke, man.
Well, I mean, I don't have a good. It doesn't. You're right. I don't have a good answer for that. I just thought it was fun. They had great chemistry, though.
Oh yeah, from what I'm hearing, them two love each other. I mean, they two look great together.
But I thought it was nice though. Like, okay, since you think it's this whole feminist thing, did you think that was Doomcock at the end?
Yes.
Oh my God, you're not one of those. Freeze, come on,
man. These people are horrible. And if you think they're not paying attention to you YouTube people, you really aren't paying attention to them. Like, they know y'all watching, they know y'all critiquing, they know everything that's going on, even if they're not showing that they know it. I mean, come on, you're smarter than that. You know better.
I do believe they probably pay a slight bit of attention, but Doomcock doesn't have the audience for them. I would say maybe
I mean, I
they know of
get
the
it, but
quartering.
why not attack somebody that you know against you? Like, no matter how big they audience is, if people know who they is, then it'll get people talking, and that's what they're trying to do. I mean,
Is
that's really
Doomcock
that simple.
popular? I don't know
I don't know if
much
he's
about
popular.
him.
I don't know if he's popular now, but they knew who he was in Star Trek beef and Doctor Who beef and all the beefs he had. His name is known enough,
That's fair,
and
but
they
you do
can't.
know that it's not the same color. It's not the same shape. It doesn't look
What
like
the
a
fuck? Come on.
toilet bowl, and
No, it's not a first.
it's
No, run it back.
it's a
I'm sorry.
toilet bowl that Doomcock has on his face. It's a fucking toilet bowl. You can't tell me otherwise.
Okay, you may not like his mask, but you gotta admit that it's known
Didn't
enough
he
to be
base
seen.
his name is Overlord DVD? Isn't that DVD Dr. Von Doom? Didn't he base his mask off of Dr. Von
I'm
Doom?
guessing. I'm guessing. Yeah.
So wouldn't it stand to reason that Intelligencia, one of their founding members, was
Intelligencia.
Dr.
That's the
Von
stupidest
Doom?
name I've ever heard in my life. Intelligencia. It's
They've
fucking
been
retarded.
around. They've been around for a
It's
minute.
not, that don't make it less retarded because they've been around.
No, you're right. I definitely think like Injustice League is better and some of the other villainry names that they have.
Oh, there's some
But
cool names out there, but Intelligencia, that's the stupidest shit. Never mind.
like, come on now. This is based off of Dr. Von Doom. Everything is nearly the same. The cheekbones, the mouth, the nose.
That looked like a retard over here. This one over here, this looked like a retard. Like a dummy in a mask. That looked like a badass. That looked like that. There's no getting around that.
I think they were trying to avoid like what is it? Those anonymous
What,
people
their own
or
trademark? They're gonna avoid their own trademark. That's what we're doing.
no. What I'm saying is I think they were trying to avoid the look of like what the online hackers anonymous, how they use the V for Vendetta mask. I think they were trying to avoid that look.
Okay.
It's based off of Dr.
I mean, however, it's a very good topic.
They stole it. When he stole, he can't claim that they mimicked him after he mimicked them first. See what I'm saying? Like it doesn't.
Kill him. Fuck your mother. My bad.
It
What did you
doesn't
say?
make sense. It doesn't.
It does. But I mean, it's cool. I mean, whatever. We can agree to disagree on that one.
I think there's a possibility. I don't know if I buy it. I think it's weird.
I won't discount it just because.
That's fair. And I get that. I think when you steal a mask idea and then claim that they saw you, In a Disguise also mentioned the voice. I'm not familiar with his voice. I don't watch his videos. I remember him saying something about 90% of the audience dropped off on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They all turned the TV off all at the same time. I remember that. That's all I know from him. But a lot of people claiming that they use the voice is dumb too, because that's just a typical voice changer sound. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's pretty typical.
Okay. I get it. I'm not disagreeing with that neither. I'm just saying the possibility sits out there and it's more likely than it's not with these people.
And I'm not a person that generally believes in coincidence, so I think there's
exactly
there's a possibility. I think it's based off of Von Doom, but we'll have to wait and see. If they ever introduce him, it would make sense. It would definitely make sense.
I'm just saying. I'm not disagreeing with you because you watching that bullshit. I'm just saying that it's more likely than it's not.
What'd you think of the revenge porn thing?
I'm
guessing you didn't see it.
I know what you're talking about. It's just it makes sense to me. Like she snapped. Like who wouldn't snap if somebody put your
Who the fuck wouldn't snap? She should have, like,
exactly? And they
her
making her out to
parents
be
were
a
there.
monster. Like she didn't have the right reaction.
Yeah.
That's
And
what I don't understand. Like she had the exact reaction anybody would have had. Oh,
well, crazy
where
over
the flag? My bad.
You're fine. Oh, that's too funny.
It was catching a fence. Never mind. Go ahead. So what
No, no,
else?
no.
We can talk about anything. We can disagree about anything. What type of show would you like to have?
Wait, say the last part again.
We can talk about anything, like whatever you want to talk about. We can disagree. We can agree. We can do whatever kind of show you want to have. What kind of show you want to have?
Nah. Disagreements, duh.
Okay, well let's disagree about some stuff. Your take
Uh,
on Robin sucks. Your take on most of anything Marvel sucks. Whatever you want to disagree with, I'm totally here for you.
okay, so to be fair, I said that Robin was okay. It was better than I expected it to be. But
Not
with
true, but okay.
Megan
She's a
Fitch
terrible
Martin,
writer and should never write another superhero comic ever in her life. Yes, I totally
there
agree with that.
there's an interview with her on CBR. Oh my god. I just want to tell her to shut up and stop doing interviews. She's like, I want to give Tim his own identity. Bitch, he's had his own identity.
For decades, like literally when you was in your diapers, he's growing up. Like I don't.
Oh,
But look, I mean, I try to look at it like these people don't know what they're doing. They've trashed this whole flipping industry, and I jumped off on a lifeboat a while ago.
I mean, I think there's some really good books out there, but Tim Drake was just very low tier mid. Like, there's another narrative going around about I put in the thing that I'm sure you'll disagree with about Son of Kal-El getting totally
Oh Lord,
canceled.
no, I'm sure that his contract had 24 issues in it, so they kill it at 18 and give him a 6 mini and get him the hell out of there before he destroyed the boy more farther than he already been killed him.
They're turning
Literally, the
them
only
into.
reason they call these boys bi is because they used to like girls. They'll never like them again. They're now gay, but they're bi because they used to like girls. It's the only reason.
You
You'll
know,
never see them with a girl again. Believe that.
wait, but we've had this conversation before, and I've given you
And
examples of when you had.
when? When?
Uh,
Speak
Like
up. When?
Constantine. Constantine's a
That's
little
what we're
whore.
not going with Constantine. Constantine been grandfathered in forever. Like, how do you keep going back to Constantine? We're talking
Because
about the
he's a great
boys who didn't.
character.
Wait. We're talking about the boys who did not like boys before, who all of a sudden like boys. Those are the ones we're talking about, not Constantine who
Okay.
came in liking boys. These
So,
dudes been with girls for their
Iceman,
whole career,
Robin.
and then all of a sudden they wanted to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm trying to think. Iceman, Robin. Who else would it be?
Iceman never liked girls. I'm an X-Men fan.
Iceman liked girls.
I mean, never liked boys. My bad.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying to think of who, because the only ones I can
There
think of
are
are
none.
Iceman,
None of
Robin.
them. None of them went in to find out my favorite character of all time. Well, one of my three favorite characters of all time, Wolverine, was making out with Hercules. And I seen that picture, it made me throw up in my mouth a little bit. But watching this go down is ridiculous. Like, and then we have people defending this like this is okay. These are not the same. This is not the same. This is not the same characters. These are totally different characters that with their names, and it's like people just letting that slide. Like they're not being disrespected in every which way. Like people wrote these characters to be one thing, and then somebody else can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. And somebody else comes along decades later and says, "No, he would be better as this. He would be better as me." Like, how did that work in your head? And then I'm listening to people defend it like it's okay. It's not okay to take somebody else's work and bastardize it. It's not. It's
I
in my
think
opinion.
what you're missing is
that they wasn't gay before and now they're gay.
You know that happens to people like in their 20s and 30s. So
These are not people. These are comic book characters that
that's
sold
fair.
before, and now are in the toilet. That's all I'm saying. It's like you took character. If you're going to make a character gay, North Star, you do that. Do that and then make him the coolest dude on the planet. Don't turn him into some femboy because you never met a gay person in your life.
I don't follow North Star, but I would say another good example is Apollo and Midnighter. They are femme and masculine. Like we've got the more femme and
I don't know neither one of them cats.
We've got more femme in Apollo and a little bit more masculine and quite possibly extremely psychotic in Midnighter, and they go together very well. But I also think I understand what you're saying, how these are not people, these are characters, but I do think that there are a lot of people later in life that find out that they, maybe were faking it or maybe weren't into it.
Life. They already screwed Adam Scott over with that garbage. We're not talking about real life. We're talking about comic book characters who were written specifically to be these dudes. And then somebody comes along and says, maybe I would make a better this guy than this guy makes. Like,
I never understood Alan. He was married with children.
With kids. And all of a sudden he's sucking. I'm trying to look. I don't understand any of it.
That doesn't qualify for John. John's 18 years old. Like, he wasn't
totally in love with Saturn Girl. And I'm 10-1, she Jean Greyed him and sent him back.
Wait, say that one more time. Maybe she was really bad in bed.
I'm just saying.
Maybe her pussy stank.
No, Saturn Girl Jean Greyed him and sent him back to regular time. She hit him with the Jean Grey, you're gay, and sent him back like Bobby Drake. Like it's just that simple. Like something didn't go right. Something didn't go right in the future. She didn't dig it. She sent him home and made him get butt plowed. Like, I mean,
or maybe she just was terrible in bed, and he was like, I just realized I don't like girls.
On the face of this planet that bad where you start.
Maybe he was born that way.
No, born. No, you're not going to get me with born. Born will never work with me. Babies don't have a sexual preference. There is no born with me. That don't work. That's horseshit.
No, I mean, of course, babies don't have a sexual preference. That's silly to say. I'm saying maybe he realized he liked both.
Wait. If you say born like that, that means the baby came out wanting something. No, that is not how that works. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that.
Wait, so you think it's a learned experience being queer or not?
Oh, your mom eats butthole. I do. I think it's at some point during your formative years, something happens and you pick a side.
I guess I can't get behind that because it's been proven otherwise.
I mean, you can say people can say whatever they want. I cannot say a baby comes out wanting anything. I mean, literally.
No, of course
anything.
Not. Right, but you're
saying. But that's literally what you're saying. You don't. I mean, you're literally saying exactly that. And
I'm not saying. Do not misconstrue that I am saying that a baby has a sexual preference. I am saying that their genetic makeup is that way. When you get older, when you're 10 and 12 and 8 and 9, having fake little weddings, there's always going to be the idea of what you're attracted to.
A baby coming out of the womb has no idea.
Of course not.
Sex things or anything.
But what you're saying has been disproven.
Hold up. When you hit 3 or 4, 5, 6, yeah, you start wondering. Yeah, you start getting into things. Okay, fine. But something happened at some point that pointed you towards that thing. I mean, that's really that simple. Like, I mean, I can't see a baby coming out and knowing anything.
Of course not.
Or having a genetic.
You're gaslighting me in the nicest way possible. I'm not saying baby is.
Wait. Hold up. Wait. Before you say another word, gaslighting is the last thing I'm doing at all. I'm just explaining. I'm just saying
But
literally that
don't
I don't
misconstrue
understand.
what I'm saying. I am not saying a baby has a sexual preference. I'm saying there are things that develop later in life, certain diseases. I wasn't born with pink hair. Okay, I don't have pink hair right now, but I'm just saying certain things develop later in life.
The
I am
gay
not
trigger.
saying
So you're saying there's a gay trigger? Like I don't get
gay
that. That don't make
trigger.
sense to me. That doesn't make sense. All I'm saying is a baby, an infant, a small person that just came out of the kitty does not know anything about sexual anything. That's where I'm at. That's I'm not saying nothing against
Of
nobody
course.
who like wood. I'm not saying nobody one way or the other. I'm just saying that a baby does not have, no matter what your studies say, no matter what genealogy say, a baby does not know anything about anything like that. At some point, whether it's 3 weeks, a year, 5 months, something happens where they pick a side.
Okay,
Or
hold on. I want
two.
to read you something. Literally, it
No,
says,
see, oh
see,
Lord.
research has shown that sexual
I
orientation is likely
don't care.
caused
I
partially by
don't care what
biological
these
factors
assets
that.
say. Babies
So you
can't
just
have.
want to. Of course not, Reese.
That's what that's the only
It's
thing
a
I'm saying. I'm not
biological
saying
factor
anything against
before
anything you're saying.
birth. We're just going to have to agree to disagree.
And that's cool as shit, dog. That works.
All right. Reese, I'm going to bring in. Oh, I got a couple people waiting in line. I see that Alpha Eagle is here. I don't know why, but it's not showing up on my screen. So I don't know why he's here. But regardless, I'm going to bring in the next person.
Bye.
Thanks, Reese. Bye. Hello, NWO.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can.
Oh, it's my turn. Nice. Oh, how are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you? I was just writing. I don't know if my backstage is messing up or what. Okay, we should be good.
Cool.
How are you? I just asked that. I'm sorry.
I'm good. It's currently 11:38 p.m. in the UK.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's so good.
I would be asleep already. I love sleep though. It's like one of my favorite things to do ever.
It's winter. It's autumn. So I'm gonna sleep like a baby. Uh,
Right?
awesome. Right. Yeah. My disagreement is with the MCU films.
All
Right.
right. Which one? Like one in specifically or overall?
Overall,
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. Martin Scorsese was right about the MCU films.
Was
He
he
was.
the one that came out and said that they were ruining media
They're ruining cinema.
cinema? Okay.
So he said that the MCU, the Marvel films, mainly the MCU films, they're like theme park rides. You get the action explosions. That's it. You don't get any emotional revelation at the end, which is mainly seen as the main event in a film. So my I argue that the DC films, not the DCEU films, like I call it the DC Black films. DC Black. You know
Yeah,
how
Yeah.
Black Label, yeah, like the Dark Knight trilogy, Joker, the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Those are genre driven films. So let me explain. So when you look at Batman Begins, that's more of an action adventure film. You
Right.
look at the Dark Knight, that's more of a crime thriller. When you look at the Dark Knight Rises, that's like an epic, right? Now we look at Joker, that's a psychological drama. When you
Yes.
look at the Batman, that's a crime mystery film. So what's the common pattern? The DC
Um.
the DC Black films that I just brought up were genre-driven films with superheroes, whereas the Marvel films They're just rinse and repeat. They're comic book films.
They're more formulaic.
Yeah, more formulaic.
Yeah.
You know what to expect. So I argue that, you know,
I actually don't disagree, and I think that is why I tend to watch the Disney Plus shows, and I liked Werewolf by Night so much because I thought they did something different. They took a chance, whereas it was, the first act is building up. You've got the main conflict, and then the kind of rising climax. Not every film by Marvel,
so and
but
so. Wait, hold on.
they,
So and so had a
go ahead.
Cockney accent. I have a London accent, not Cockney.
It's awesome.
Oh, thank you. But go on.
But I agree. It's and it's also why I haven't seen what is it? Multiverse of Madness, Shang-Chi, Eternals, because I understand the formulaic approach. I know it's going to be something at least rinse and repeat. I think that they're doing better with the Disney Plus shows, trying to even going to WandaVision. I love old TV shows, that they use. I thought that was a cool element they added, but they won't take that chance. Maybe they won't take that chance. Maybe we'll see with Black Panther in the main cinema.
I will say one thing. The only Marvel film that was a genre-driven film was Logan. That was a modern Western. And I love Logan. That's the best X-Men film of all time. No one can argue that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, oh, absolutely. I don't mind the X-Men films for what they were. They just were. They were just there. They were just okay. I actually didn't mind was it Wolverine Origins? Not Origins.
Yeah, X-Men
there was
Origins Wolverine.
No. There was another Wolverine film.
Oh, the Wolverine, where it was set place in Japan.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. I didn't mind that one either, but a lot of what Marvel does, it's lightning in a bottle, right? Just by having the Marvel name at this point, you see box office numbers, and they're going to come in, they're going to do well. And they're going to do the same thing over and over again. I may see Eternals because it does look a little bit different, but that's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily disagree. I think that I did watch not Man of Steel, BVS for a video we're doing. It has its problems, but it's not rinse and repeat. And it's not seeing it the second time, I can see a little bit more of what they were going for. But I don't think that we really have too much of a disagreement. I just wish we could get more from the DCEU.
No, I don't want the DCEU. I wish, for Warner Brothers' sake, you continue with the DC Black labeled films. For example, you make more genre-driven films with superheroes. For example, I was just reading Wonder Woman Year One on Saturday, and I was thinking to myself, if I was in charge of the DC films, I would forget about the DCEU and just focus more on the DC Black films. So here my pitch out. This is my plan. So I would make a Penguin crime TV series like they're doing right now, in the vein of The Godfather. So imagine The Godfather with Penguin. That would be great.
That would be amazing.
Now, you have another film with Catwoman, where it's a heist film, like Ocean's 11. Makes sense, right?
I would love something like that.
See? Makes sense. Now,
yeah.
Bane. Have you ever heard of the TV show called Narcos?
I haven't. I'm not a huge watch. I don't watch a lot of stuff.
All right, so it's this TV series that centers on Pablo Escobar and his endeavors. So because Bane is Spanish, it makes sense that you have a period film where it's set in like in the, I think it was in Cuban War with in the 60s. So you have a period piece about the Cuban War with Bane. So that was like, oof, that's actually had a lot of excitement for that because
Yes.
Bane, yeah, Bane is a character you can do a lot of character, or he's
And he's
Mexican.
so I would
Yeah,
I wish they would use also with Bane, which they didn't in Dark Knight Rises, is he's extremely intelligent.
no,
Extremely intelligent.
now we're going to a disagreement. I love the Dark Knight Rises. I believe it was better than the first Avengers film. I did not like the first Avengers film. I thought that film was garbage. The Dark Knight Rises was a 10 out of 10 for me. Actually, no, 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Because we just look at the film objectively, right? The film was inspired by The Dark Knight Returns in the fact that Batman was retired for 8 years, and it also had elements of Batman No Man's Land, that
Right.
Gotham was cut loose from the outside world. That in itself, when you look at the whole how Christopher Nolan structured the entire story and put Bane as he brought back the League of Assassins, League of Shadows, which made so much sense. And you put Bane there. It was brilliant because Bane was seen as a force of nature. Remember how
Bane was also seen as dumb and being manipulated by Talia.
No, I didn't see it like that. I saw it as Bane.
And to be fair, Bane has a weak spot. I could see it happening. I don't know. It's been years since I've seen it, to be fair, but like I just want, just like I wanted a detective film with Batman. If I see Bane, I want it to be the intelligent version of him, the one that can outsmart Batman if he tries.
He did. Did you not watch? How he?
I haven't seen it in years.
Let me explain. Bane orchestrated his plan, and he was 10 steps ahead of Batman. When they first fought, did you watch the first fight between Batman and Bane? It was not a fight. It was a murder. Bane systematically destroyed Batman, and he wasn't even trying. He was like, nope, I'm just gonna allow this guy to hit me and think he's winning. Whilst when he was just beating the crap out of Bruce, he was like, no, this is just another Tuesday. So Bane in The Dark Knight Rises was seen as, I don't want to say a demigod, but he was just seen as a elegant terrorist who you understand.
The whole plan was Talia, though. Like from my assumption, if I remember correctly, it was Talia having him do all of this.
But I didn't. No. For me, when I watched the film, they were both. I saw them as partners. I didn't think Bane was working for her because it never gave up the idea. He never gave the idea that Bane is just a minion. No, they were both partners. They were both ensuring that they fulfilled Ra's al Ghul's plan, destroying Gotham. They did it economically, and now they're doing it physically. So, yeah, Bane, in my opinion, he was better than Loki as a villain. I think everyone could agree. Like, Loki did what? He did nothing in the Avengers. He was just seen as a joke.
He was he was charismatic. That was his whole thing.
I would, but if I saw Loki, I'll just laugh at him. Bane, I'll literally.
Oh, I can agree there. I also don't like at all, even a little bit. Not just the casting for Talia was completely wrong.
I agree.
Talia is supposed to be this hot late. I can't, like, the narcissistic ass in me is like, you are too ugly to be my Talia.
You know what? It's the same thing with Rachel in The Dark Knight. I'm like, what? Who's this lady?
Oh, wasn't there two different Rachels?
Yeah. Katie Holmes was Rachel in Batman Begins, and Kate Gyllenhaal was Rachel.
And she was weird looking.
She was ugly. I'm like, Joker, are you blind? She's not beautiful. She's ugly. Ugh. But I, you know what? This is why I'm going to disagree with you. Anne Hathaway is a bad Catwoman.
Oh, you're so full of it.
No, she is. She is.
You're so full of it.
Let me explain. Just let me explain. I love Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. Okay, let's bring out all the three Catwomans. The 60s one, I don't think that counts. All right.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer, Anne Hathaway, Zoe Kravitz. Out of the three, which one fully embraced the essence of Selena Kyle? You can't
Zoe
tell
Kravitz.
Me, no. The reason why you say that, because she has a character arc. So did Anne Hathaway's. You know, her mannerisms. You remember the time we first see her as Catwoman or as Selena Kyle? You know, she was playing, the poor innocent maid, and when Bruce Wayne caught her, she's like, "Oops." I was like, "Oh, this is Selena Kyle." So I just think that if you watch The Dark Knight Rises, so you need to watch it again.
I do. It's been years.
Anne Hathaway, physically, spiritually, and she had her outfit. It was just beautiful. Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, she was too. I'm not gonna lie, she was too much of a whore. No, she was too slutty. I'm like, Catwoman's not slutty.
Oh, she is too.
No, she's not. Catwoman's reserved. You know, she's seductive, but she's intelligent.
But she's also been a prostitute.
That's in alternate universes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
In the main
that's Frank Miller
universe, Catwoman is a genius. She uses her sexual appeal as a weapon. What did Anne Hathaway do? She did the same thing. In that, you didn't watch The Dark Knight Rises. You won't get it. She used her sexiness as a weapon. Now, Zoe Kravitz, you can argue she was great because this was more of Catwoman year one. All right, cool, but Anne Hathaway was the more experienced. She was Catwoman in her prime. She knew how to fight. She was Batman's partner, and Catwoman had a happy ending in The Dark Knight Rises. So there you go. But I think DC films are Firstly, I think Anne Hathaway is the best Catwoman. I think she is. You can't beat me on that. She's the best Catwoman. The costume.
I totally can.
Go on. Why would you say Zoe Kravitz is the best Catwoman? Because she. Oh my God, I'm so vain. I just realized how fucking vain I am, and I'll be the first to say it. She looked better in the cat suit. She acted like Selena. She had the emotional depth that we deserve, whether it was with her father or with Bruce, and we actually got to see them play off of each other like cat and mouse, right? We got to see that ideal kind of come to life of the will they, won't they? I thought that was great. I also thought she was much younger than what they were portraying Anne Hathaway as. So we would actually get to grow with her and see her evolve. She's going to Bloodhaven. We'll see what she does there. Come back, see what she does there. I do think there would have been more room to have her be a little bit more of a villain. Catwoman very much so started off as much of a villain, right? She's only become this anti-hero in the last, 20 years. I guess it's been a while. But even so, I would have liked to see a little bit more of Catwoman be a villain. But if you're not going to go that way, having them work off of each other, and the way that even with, was it Holly? It wasn't Holly. I don't remember her friend's name. America or something. I don't know. Having her have that relationship, that friendship, showing that she's there for people that she cares about. I just thought she did a great job. And Hathaway did that in The Dark Knight Rises.
And again, I'm going to be honest, it's been years since I seen that movie. I should watch it. I'm just like, Oh, I want a good Catwoman story. I'll read When in Rome. I'm really bad about watching stuff.
So when it came to my ideas with the DC label and Black Label films, so you had put Bane in a war period film, which included the Cuban crisis. Um, you have Penguin having his own crime drama TV series. You have Catwoman having her own heist film, like Ocean's 11, and then you have Joker already had the psychological drama film. You can do the same with Harley Quinn,
Yes.
but it has to be
We need more Harley.
No, but this time it'll be a character study. I want you to look at Gotham 1990s version of Harley Quinn.
Oh, I love that channel. What is it?
The Batfeed.
Batfeed. Yes, I love that channel.
That Harley is the most unsettling Harley I've ever seen. I can't look at her. I can't look at her.
Unsexy and Harley? I'm not down.
No, it's just unnerving. Like an actual Harlequin doll. That's how they.
Oh wow.
It's unnerving. Same with Joker. I can't look at him. It's too disturbing. That's how you need to portray Harley Quinn like that. If you're taking Harley Quinn seriously as a character, she needs her own character study. It has to be adult. These DC labeled films I'm describing, they're gonna have to be rated 18, and I think they can pull it off because you see the other with DC mature films, they're mature. They weren't for kids, and
right.
Like the Joker's the only comic book character who has 2 Academy Awards to his name. So there you go.
And they're also doing the new Constantine. I know a lot of people are excited for it and doing that. And that's not Constantine to me, but some people like it. Hopefully that's more adult-ish.
You see, the thing is, I agree that DC, no, I'm not going to say DC. Matt Reeves, he did a genius decision on making the Riddler a modern day Zodiac killer. That was
absolutely
genius. That was
even bringing in social media, it worked. It all worked. I loved it. Yes, absolutely.
See, you continue that with the Riddler being like a, I don't want to say Saw, but like a crime psychological drama with him just aiding Gotham's elite. That would be great. That would be great. So, but Mr. Freeze, oh my goodness, no. There's one character that I wish would be depicted in live action in the Batman films, and that's Baby Doll.
Oh my god, that could be so tragic, but so good.
Yeah.
Or Jane Doe. Oh, there's so many good kids. Batman has such a wide variety that they could take along that even doing like a more anthology style series, doing a character study per episode, kind of similar to like Tales of the Walking Dead, where they're doing 2 episodes per one character. They could do something. Oh, it would be so good.
I don't know how they're gonna do Baby Doll. That would be so sad. Oh my god.
That would be hard, but it would be good. I think so.
What about for Mr. Freeze?
Mr. Freeze would be tear jerking. I think they need to, if they were to do something like that, go along the lines of Von Freeze from telling his origin through the not Philip Kennedy Johnson, Sean Gordon Murphy story, and then going to
when he's victim of Nazis. Oh,
it'd be wonderful.
Oh.
It would be wonderful. All right, NWO, I am going to bring on the next person on, but it was nice to finally talk to you.
Yeah, we should do these more times. I can have another call in next week.
Sounds good. I like doing these. These are fun.
Awesome. All right.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
All right. What
do you have to disagree with?
I was going to originally jump on and doing a general disagreement about why you always say Batman's better than Superman.
Because he unequivocally is.
Oh, really? Really?
He is everything that that I don't have a good reason. I like him more. Okay, no. But for real, he absolutely is. He's a human for one. We don't have to worry about the I'm so powerful, uber fucking Superman, can't do anything wrong, can't do anything at all wrong. Simply, Batman can fuck up. He can get hurt. He can get look at Batman 128. Fucking phenomenal. Gone for spoilers in the chat. Gone for 2 weeks. We're seeing this Batman that's been taken to the brink because he can't beat something that he himself designed. And not only that, but you also have the psychological side of Batman, right? Whereas he can get in his own head. Look at, he's created Zerna, he's made this whole thing. With Superman, you're like, oh, hey, Lois, I'm going to go to the Daily Planet and write about some dog shows. Maybe fly to see my dad and do something on the farm. Super interesting.
May I make my argument?
I guess.
1, Superman is smarter than Batman. Definitely smarter. He is definitely more powerful, but he also is, the whole part of him is about keeping himself under control. Batman, unless he has his family around him, he loses control.
Wait. Is he actually smarter? I thought it was Lex, then Batman, then Mr. Terrific.
Superman, technically, depending on who's writing.
Okay, so technically you're wrong.
If they keep his super brain, which they have kept before, he is smarter.
Okay, right now, does he have a super brain?
Yes.
Okay, that defeats my argument. Continue.
All right, but also Superman is all about keeping control, and Batman has been known for.
Yeah, he's a control freak.
No, that's not what I meant.
You heard it here. He's a control freak.
Control of his powers, control of his emotions, for the most part. It's all, when written well, it's all about keeping that control. Batman, on the other hand, is an emotional time bomb, always ready to fall off. If he doesn't have his family around him, or if he pushes them away, or even if he still has his family, but he goes through an emotional break moment, he will lose control and be.
Oh, wait. Brutal. I just thought of something that can defeat your argument here in one word. Rogues. Batman's got the rogues gallery.
And that's true, but we've also know that Superman could take down majority of Batman's rogues. Batman would have a harder time.
So you want him to be a murderer?
No, I didn't say kill. I just said take him down.
Like downtown? Or like when your parents tell you that they took their dog to a farm and the dog never comes back?
No. Like, for example, in Batman the Animated Series, the episode where Superman has to dress up like Batman, and he had to deal with Bane, who had a much more powerful version of his own venom. Batman took him down easily.
Oh, wait, I have 2 more words. And thank you, Raymond. I'm stealing that. Prep time.
Even, but here's the thing about Batman's prep time. It's only taking into account that Superman, even subconsciously, is keeping self-control. Batman's openly admitted, even with all of his prep time, if Superman was in control, if he was completely just willing to kill, he could just heat vision him from a distance, take his head off.
Or he could just use magic and be like, haha, little boy, I got you
Batman
good.
Doesn't always use magic. On some versions, he doesn't even believe in magic.
You believe in magic.
But
he could get Zatanna. We know they slept together. She owes him one.
One-on-one, but if it's one-on-one, no bringing outside help.
Okay, kryptonite. Dude gets taken down by a little teeny tiny rock.
Except, again, all Superman has to do is to heat vision from a distance away from the kryptonite.
Prep time would get rid of that distance.
Again, Batman's admitted most of his prep time relies on Superman fighting for control.
But we already learned that he's a control freak.
I just said. But as I was saying, Batman is, like I said, a time bomb. He is the one who has to always struggle and fight to keep control. He's usually not in control.
Would you rather read about a struggle, or would you rather read about perfection?
Even Superman's not always perfect. He's always wondering, am I doing enough? Am I doing too much?
I mean, he's pretty damn close to perfect.
Okay, Tavia, in the private chat is probably a good point. Superman's a better father figure than Batman ever is.
Yeah. Touche. Superman is a good father. Batman really does try, and that's why it matters. I'm gonna go back to use 128 as a example. When he looks at Tim and he goes, "I'm proud of you." That's why those moments matter so much. But yes, Superman is a better father.
He is a much better father, and Superman is more of an inspiration. If he ever shows up to a Justice League moment, if the League are fighting and Superman shows up, the League will feel like they have a better chance at winning. They will actually feel like we can do
If
this.
Batman shows up, I know.
No. If Superman showed up, if Batman showed up, they just feel like, oh, hey, another hand here to help.
No, they're usually like, who is this grumpy ass?
Well, that too. But with Superman showing up, it's that even if it's like a very tough battle, you feel you have a better chance when Superman showed up than you do with Batman. Also, here's the other biggest one. On a meta sense, if Superman never existed, Batman would never have been made.
Wait, if Superman never existed, Batman would have never been made.
Made. The comics.
That is a really good point. I can't combat. That is a good point. But that doesn't mean he remains on top. I'm going to steal figure drawings idea. And we're going to do a poll and see what it is towards the end here.
So biased. A poll is not fair.
The poll is fair, and you better vote for Batman.
No, that's not fair. You tell people that. Of course they're going to vote for him. Oh, someone has a good, and by fear, a good point. Batman has way too many books. He's oversaturating things.
No, you can never read too much Batman. What? Okay, Batman has too many books. He's oversaturating. You know what? That drives me crazy when people say that. There is more Bat books for sure, but they also consider Nightwing a Bat book, Harley a Bat book.
Suicide Squad because of Harley.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Those aren't Bat books. Those are Gotham City. Gotham City. That just came out. That's phenomenal, by the way.
That counts because it's Gotham, even though it's set in Gotham, which is tied to Batman. Most of the Black Label books are Batman related.
That's because it's literally the Bat label.
As for Z, majority of the villains involved were Batman related.
Right, that's because why do you think that happens? Because Batman has a better variety of rogues and family.
They're dead.
Yeah. That's okay. We got some Lazarus resin.
Which, boy, I'm curious how that's going to be playing out in the Joker, the man who doesn't laugh.
Oh, I am too. Actually, I was going to see if you wanted to come on Tuesday and go over the NYCC stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. And definitely. We can continue this then. But I'm going to bring on Tevia, okay?
Oh, wait, one more thing.
Okay.
And Superman has the better parents.
Why? Because they're alive?
They're alive.
Wow,
and they had more of an impact on his upbringing as far as teaching him the way of doing things. Whereas Batman's, they died. The only thing they did was give him emotional trauma. How often did he actually think back? How often did he actually think back to the stuff they taught him? Not that often. Sometimes, but not that often compared to Superman thinking back.
We saw Mariko Tabraki bring in the stuff.
I said sometimes, but not as much as Superman thinking back to what he learned from Pa or Ma. Usually Pa. And I don't mean Man of Steel's horrible take.
No, that was a terrible dad. Terrible dad. Call CPS on Jonathan Kent.
Oda just said, Nerdad canceled Dr. Seuss. What?
I canceled Dr. Seuss? Me alone? I don't have the power to cancel anybody. I'm sorry, Dr. Seuss.
Hey, in a disguise, really? You know I'm more messing around.
Whoa, chill out, honey.
Yeah, what the heck? We're doing this for fun.
Yeah, I'm not being serious here. That's why I'm fucking around. All right, I'm going to bring on the next person.
That's why I was coming in, because I just thought, especially before everyone else came in, I thought, I'll come in and do it, and I just stuck around.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, but Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday.
All right. Bye, Robert.
Bye.
Got Tevia up, then Shelby. And hey, I Love Comics is backstage here. That guy's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Hi, Tevia. How are you?
Good. Speaking of New York Comic Con, I went to New York Comic Con this year to show my proteinity. I was so happy.
Thank
It was
you.
a fun time.
Actually, do you realize that you broke all that Superman news before the tabloids did?
I did?
Yes,
Holy
I
shit,
was
didn't
following
realize
your
that.
channel. Yes, it was awesome. I was like, I got to turn on notifications. He's getting all of these panels up. Yeah, that was awesome. You did great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I know if I made to me up when this video would do well, but I'm glad that it broke as it did the video too, buddy.
You did great, and that was really cool that you got to be there. And I seen your pictures with Jeremy Adams.
Yep.
And I know you had one with someone else too, but that's really cool that you got to go there. I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you. Like I met Scott Snyder, I met Jimmy, I met Dan Jenkins. He actually did sign my book. Well,
that's
my
awesome.
Upstairs. I actually got signed my book as well upstairs. Yep.
That's so cool. I'm glad you had fun.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Tristan.
No problem. What's your disagreement? Are you super excited for John's new journey?
Yes, you have to think about it. I got to disagree with that. I'm excited, also worried because, as I mentioned before in the channel, I don't like Seneca drove me insane. I will always maintain that. I will maintain that John get back. No. That being said, though, this story, this new miniseries, let's say it's a miniseries, not actually a continuation. Well, okay, it's a continuation, but apparently it's going to add in generally the whole Ultraman stuff from Bendis, which I didn't mind need to bring the Ultraman stuff back. I thought that thing was dead.
Okay, I think what they're trying to do is explore his trauma. That's my best guess when it comes to this, and I think it's past time to be due, but at least it's better late than never. I would like to see that idea of what he went through during that Bendis era be explored. Yeah. I think I wish Tom Taylor would have had it more in the main Kal-El book, a little bit more. Yeah. They had some interactions with him and Dick, right? But I just hope he lasers off his head. Maybe we'll get that.
That would be interesting, but obviously
I'm just kidding.
Make show. It's the way we Earth 3 Junkin, and we have Balzar returning, which that's a shocking nasty comment. I never Balzar ever returned because what? Balzar? Him?
Yeah.
I'm shocked he came out because
I am too.
It got blown up, but he's still alive. But wait a second, that was in question. Like, if Earth 2, New 52 Earth 2 alive, then what about the old Earth 2? Is that still? I'm confused.
I don't know. We won't know until I'm assuming the end of hopefully Dark Crisis pans it out.
Maybe because Dark Crisis has his fingers. We went. Oh yeah, I did. I thought we Dark Crisis. I asked him a question, and I kind of got an answer, but then I got it more confusing. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe by the end of the thing. Speak of the whole new Superman books. I am happy to Joshua Williams is writing the main Superman book.
Oh yeah.
Thank God. Because I know Johnny is a good writer. We got Dark Crisis as quality or 20. I'll give it this. The story itself is innocent, but it's confusing.
Oh, for sure.
I'm excited for the Superman book.
For sure, but hopefully they pan out by, well, we got a couple more issues and a couple more tie-ins.
Yeah. Because I think the only time we have right now, the Green Arrow tie-in, with that, I mean, that's good going with that Green Arrow.
Then the Big Bang.
Big Bang, which I did hear Jen Jerry's already story with Mark Waid. But I'm going to have it at Superman panel.
Mark Waid has been hitting it out of the park, too, so I'm happy.
Yeah. I'm very happy with it. And like I pointed it, looks very interesting. Granted, I am putting up with the band 10-year play trend Marvel. Oh my God, more so many events coming in 2023. Like I didn't cover that panel because into me. I did take the pictures of the Spider show. That was interesting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Speaking of New York Comic Con, I did see the Batman movie, and it was awesome.
Oh, I'm excited. That's awesome. That's so cool. You got to see it earlier or early.
Yeah. Like I was so happy for multiple reasons. One, young and animation. Two, they did origin story correctly and made me happy. Three, emotional rebirth. And yes, this can prove me more than what an idiot done with a mistake. And so storm and anger and rage. I did not let that get away from my fun. Straight with that movie. That movie was everything I ever wanted.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear it.
Yeah, I can't wait to get a Blu-ray at a meeting. Oh yeah, speaking of Superman panel, I want to ask you, what's your opinion on Dan Jones going at the young John Kent again in the action comic stuff?
Is he writing Young John?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know. I knew he was writing a John Kent story, but I wasn't sure. Because I'm gonna go over it on Tuesday. But that's awesome. It's Dan Jurgens. How can I say anything bad?
Yep, I'm very happy with that. I was sorry, but that made me smile because, well, it's not the same. I can't get young John in the point for shame. You know what? If Dan is writing Pat Jurgens, so I'm very happy with that. I can't wait to read that, and I can't read it. Granted, we all got a Power story as well. But paint the Power story about another letter.
That's fair. Okay, I'm gonna bring on the next person, Tavia. Thank you so much. I'm glad you had fun. That you did a great job on your videos.
Thank you, Tristan.
Thanks.
And,
bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Hey, kiddo, what's up?
Hello. How are you?
Oh, just peachy keen. I jumped in when the dude was talking about Catwoman, and I saw the stuff you're willing to argue about. I'm thinking, there's just a cornucopia. I mean, we could do everything. Although the one guy that was talking about Catwoman, he didn't get it. Didn't get it when he was talking about Michelle Pfeiffer for definite. First of all, I don't think, and this is opinion, that Anne Hathaway was the best Catwoman. Granted, she did some things that were Catwoman-esque. But truly, what character really was she playing? If you're looking at the comic books, she did some things there. If you look at Michelle Pfeiffer, she wasn't playing so much Catwoman from the comics. She was playing Julie Newmar and Eartha Kitt from the Batman 66. This is something that the 4 films, I call it the Burton era, even though Schumacher took over. Jim Carrey did the same thing for the Riddler. He wasn't playing Riddler. He was playing Frank Gorshin from the 1966 TV show. And unfortunately, that whether you like it or not, that's what it gets. As far as the best Catwoman, though, it depends on the era. Michelle Pfeiffer was good for her time. And Zoe Kravitz, she captured that year 1 flavor pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I loved what she did. Like, even some of the silly dialogue, like talking about the strays or the details in her nails, how they were flesh colored looking. Like, I thought some of what they took with her, and I'm not the biggest Frank Miller fan. Some of his work I'm not, but I love year 1, and I love that they pulled so much from that, and they were able to captivate that like emotional depth with her, with playing Will They Won't They, with her, her dad. We find out it's her dad. I thought that was great. I thought she did wonderful, and she didn't give me nightmares like Michelle Pfeiffer as a child.
Well, you were a kid. What you gonna do? We all have the look. I actually learned I was heterosexual from freaking Coffee and Foxy Brown. Her name is like out of my head though. But she scared the hell out of me with the Spider-Woman she played in a really, now if you watch it, kind of slow moving inane movie called something that Wicked This Way Comes. But as far as the Catwomen are concerned, really, it depends on what's your flavor. I mean, you got the year 1 version, but you got the 1966 version. So if you say either one, I'm going to believe you. If you say Precious Prince, I'm going to tell you that ain't Catwoman, lady. That's just not Catwoman. I truly believe that we have not yet gotten a Catwoman movie. We just got a movie called Catwoman. So I'm waiting for them to do that for us, to give us a proper one. As far as the other arguments, okay, here we go. The thing that's great about Superman is that he does the right thing always. and
Right.
that is not boring to me. This is a test of somebody's inner strength. I mean, he's got all the outer strength. What we need to know is, does he have the fortitude? Does he follow through? This is somebody who puts themselves. He doesn't want to put himself up to on the same tier that the entire world puts him on. He's a farm boy. In his mind, he's a farm boy, so the whole world is looking at him. He's got the powers of God. It is at his whim that we live, but he's not like that. He will choose to do the right thing always. And I always thought that was his true superpower. And the fact that he was just a farm boy who was treated like a god made him a far more interesting character. And yes, I believe that he's got the more interesting supporting cast than Batman. What makes Batman awesome is, Robert was trying to argue that, oh, Superman's in control. No, Superman might lose control physically, and he does have that fear that he will lose control or somebody will take over his mind, and he would be the greatest weapon in the universe. But Batman is always about control, because Batman knows that the moment he steps over that line, the moment that he does kill,
there's no going back.
Yeah, it will just make it easier to do it the next time and the next time and the next time. He knows the darkness in his heart, and that's what makes him interesting. I love them both. My favorite characters, though, I would have to say, I would say out loud Batman, but it's really Superman. I've always, hey, look, it's right. I just realized I'm saying this, and here it is, and there's Supergirl, and I've got the Supergirl statues right above it. So yeah, I would probably go with Superman, because he's somebody to aspire to. Try doing right always for one day while going outside. You can do it inside with your room, but but if you go outside, that's an incredibly hard thing to do. We had some excellent Superman stories. Probably, to me, the golden age of Superman is the John Byrne run up until about issue 200. That it was just a great run through the 90s, starting with the John Byrne thing. I think that would definitely, there you go. That would be absolutely the best. But I heard those arguments. I'm like, I'm not sure. I mean, I hear you guys like butting heads and you're locking horns and everything, but there's that was a meat and potatoes argument. I was like, let me get in.
I think that is also so. Me and Bianca do a show together each week, and we watch Man of Steel, and I think that's what also makes that movie so nefarious for me. It makes it so bad, is that that's not the Superman that I've ever read.
I agree,
unless I'm reading Injustice.
Yeah, I agree and disagree with what you said. First of all, Man of Steel is a fun as hell film, and I'm glad we got to see Superman be Superman as far as power level is concerned. We got a glimpse of it in Superman Returns. They did their best in Superman and Superman 2 with the bus and all that kind of stuff. You will never hear me say an unkind word about Christopher Reeve.
Oh yeah.
Ever. Doesn't mind. I don't care if you even bring up like switching channels or some of his lesser roles. Never say an unkind word about Christopher Reeve. He is Superman. He didn't play Superman. He is Superman.
He was Superman.
Yeah, that's the way it is to me. But I loved the action movie of Superman, but it should have been called something else, because the character that was in there was not Superman.
Absolutely.
I think they got him out in the like when they did the Justice League and such. We saw a little bit more of actual Superman, but yeah, I agree with you on that. It just didn't feel like Superman the character. So I once again, I enjoyed the film on a certain level, so I couldn't say it was awful or anything like that like you did. But you're absolutely right. It is a poor Superman movie.
And now's the time to release a suit. There's no better time than when the world is so divided, and then to have an icon or a beacon of hope and inspiration. And yet they won't just take the chance. I don't even care if it's Henry Cavill.
One of the reasons you could say that Superman 78 did so well, I mean, other than the fact that we had never seen anything like it before. You go back now, it's kind of quaint, but trust me, at that time, never had seen. Star Wars came out, we saw the space battles, but this guy was on Earth, and the blue screen effect, or I guess that would have been green screen because he was in blue. The green screen effect, the special effects. Once again, it took me forever to figure out that bus thing. And it was just simple crane work, right? It was like, wow, how they swung a whole freaking bus on. I love if you ever watch an old DVD or DVD of an old movie and they have the making of, those are so much more fun because they're like, oh, we took 80,000 tons of styrofoam and we're carving it into the Fortress of Solitude. Now it's like, well, first we had to do the wire work on the computer, and then we did the musculature on the computer, and then it looks great, but it's so boring to watch them
Right.
anymore. But yeah,
I know DVD commentaries used to be so awesome.
Yep. Oh, did you ever see a Conan the Barbarian one? Or not a Conan, but an Arnold Schwarzenegger version?
No.
Whatever you're watching, like the famous one is The Running Man, right? The whole scene is he's walking down a hill, he picks up a log and he starts carrying it. And this is commentary. And this is the part where I walk down the hill and I pick up this log, and then I have to walk down the hill with a log. It's like, dude, you're just telling us what we're saying. And he does that with every commentary. So yeah. But
oh my God, that's too funny.
Fun stuff. Dude, we're agreeing on too much. What do you want to disagree about? We need to fight.
Did you see Supergirl's new costume?
I have not. Was that on the cover of that? Hey, we're doing the Superman family thing.
Yes, and she's got pants, and I'm sorry. I like girly girls. I'm a girly girl. Why give Supergirl? I know it's something dumb to be triggered. I know this. I know it. But why?
Okay, since you're doing this, then I'm going to bring up a charity here. I'm going to start an organization. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to bring back the hot pants era of Supergirl. There are many suffering children out there who would never experience the hot pants version of Supergirl. They are living lives that neither can be or will ever be filled without hot pants Supergirl.
Oh my God. I'll take hot pants Supergirl over long ass pants, frumpy looking Supergirl. Let me get this super chat real quick. Have you pre-ordered Gotham Knights? Because you get the classic Jim Lee suits, and I'm never taking them off. And who's your main pick? I pick Nightwing because I like the acrobatics and stealth. It's like Daredevil style. I have, and I am so excited for Gotham Knights. I am going to be streaming the shit out of Gotham Knights. But I really want to say that I'm going to I would pick Jason, but they made him into a brute, so it's got to be Batgirl. I got to have that, like, what is it, like, female pride or something? Sure, Batgirl. Now, I don't know. I'm going to have to go through them. But yes, Gary, I'm super excited. Do you like video games like that?
Look, there's two kinds of games, Batman and nothing else. That's the way I've been playing Arkham City. It's true. I go to other games. I'm like, okay, it's fun. I need to play Arkham again, even though I've literally played nothing since the release. It's not literally, but yeah. I love the Batman games, and I would probably go through the game with Batgirl first, mainly because if I'm going to watch a figure running in third person away from me and it's all ass, why not pick the ass that I'm going to want to look at? I guess. That doesn't make me sound pervy. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
And not only that, but like it's either Arkham games, and I like the Telltale games, like the Walking Dead games. But it's that there's no in between. You give me those two type of games, I'll play them. Other than that, lately I like Mortal Kombat, but like I've been so anti-games lately. I end up putting my book in a nose, or my book in a nose.
Yeah, there's
my nose in a book.
That's two different pictures right there.
Oh my goodness.
My mind clearer is actually Madden. I play football games. And that's like, if I want a story, if I want to play along that kind of stuff, I'll either do the Batman fighting sims or the Predator maps, or I'll play Madden football as the Bucks, by the way, because Buccaneers rock on. All right.
Let me get this one. And Batgirl and Nightwing's butt look great in that tightly Jim Lee suit. And my favorite Supergirl suit is the short blue skirt and crop top. I've always liked Supergirl skirt. I love
the white T-shirt up there.
Yes.
I just found, dude, that was a $50 statue. I was looking through eBay. Somebody was getting $180 for it. I was like, yay!
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty cool when you just random. Oh, I like that. Let me buy it, and you don't think about it. Then you see, oh wow, I got something that's worth money. That's awesome.
That's what I did with Batman Damned, and I'm like, I'm holding on to this forever and ever and ever.
We all have our we all have the things we love. I was actually looking at the wall. I was thinking, you know what? Still, that Daredevil is probably my prized possession in the first appearance of Zatanna. But in all honesty, I see those more than I see that first appearance of Black Canary. That is
awesome.
Yeah, that is something. I look at that and I'm like, wow, you know, I look so far for those. And yeah, you could go on eBay, but it's just not the same.
It's not as fun.
Yeah, it's not the same. I like if I'm buying for the auction, sure, I don't mind going to eBay, picking up some books with some good stuff in it, but I love for myself doing the hunt. It makes it more fun. Okay, so She-Hulk.
Oh boy.
What you think?
You're loving it. I love it.
I wish I did. I wanted to, Nerdette. I watched the first episode and I went, that it's kind of weak, really. To me, the first episode was weak. I didn't hate it. I did hate that one scene because I wanted Bruce to go, I watched my dad kill my mom. You know that. So what the f are you on about? Because
I wanted him to interrupt her and mansplain.
It wouldn't even be mansplaining. She should know all of the information about the Hulk. She should know his past.
Right.
So it really was, that was not a She-Hulk moment. That was a writer's moment. And there are stuff like that in movies and TV shows. I'm working on a script. Hopefully I'll actually film the video for it about Beast, how not how it should have ended, but when it should have ended. This is the movie with a lion and everything. Because the movie should have ended halfway through. A lot of movies are like that. But with this one, so obviously it's the writers putting in stuff to just kind of fill out the movie. This scene from She-Hulk where she's talking about, and I control my anger infinitely more. No, you don't. No, you don't. And a lot of times, whatever we're doing, we're just doing one way as a woman and one way as a guy. But there's a joke that Bill Burr even says when it comes to the interaction between men and women. He says, you don't want equal rights, because if my friend talked to me the way I let my girlfriends talk to me, I'd beat the shit out of them. And that's how guys are all the time. We are definitely bubbling down a lot of stuff. But I love the second episode, and I thought, yes, I see where they're going with this. It's obviously a sitcom. And it's very episodic. It's going to be kind of like the Dan Slott run, not the John Byrne run, which a lot of people are saying. So the second one I liked. And then it's just been on a steady decline ever since. The twerking episode the twerking I thought was kind of stupid and silly. But what really bothered me was the name dropping all the way through. They said the Stallion more times than they said She-Hulk in that show.
Oh yeah, they did. And
oh my gosh,
I thought that was supposed to be like something. I don't know why they did that. I think this last episode was the best by far.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I thought there was a lot of good chemistry. Like, the only thing I wish that this show had, and it would make me like absolutely choose it as my favorite Disney Plus show, which it probably is, but it does, by comparison, there's not that great of content anyway.
Hawkeye and Ms. Marvel are both better than this one.
Ms. Marvel is the one I'm like on the fence about which one is better. I haven't seen the rest of Hawkeye, but I don't remember her being so negative.
Yeah,
in the fashion that she is.
Yeah, she's, for lack of a better word, she's bitchy. And
she wasn't.
Yeah. They're using the fourth wall. They only used it once properly. I forget what it was, but She-Hulk sitting at the bar. Her friend comes around, says something. She looks and she tells a joke, and then she goes back. That's the way they should be using it. It should be one-liners about the situation. Instead, it's like, let me recap. And
Yeah.
no, that's just every other freaking fourth wall break. The whole thing is it's got to be a sort of a you believe this shit kind of thing, and that's using it right. I loved, by the way, that one character that I know I'm supposed to hate because she's cringy. I'm Cindy, but with a Y, but in the place.
Oh my God, Madison! She's the best character.
Loved it. Loved it.
I love her.
And that episode was fun. I hated the way they treated the Wrecking Crew because I'm a fan of the Wrecking Crew, and I wish they would be written properly. They put Thor to death. Actually, it was just the Wrecker killed Thor to the point where it was like I'm thinking it's 149 was the Wrecker. He beat the Thor so much that in 150 Thor went up against Hela because she wanted to take him. So I over the decades though, anytime they wanted to introduce a new team, a new character, they had them beat up on the Wrecking Crew, and I thought, no,
right.
You just don't get it. You just don't get it. But then we had it. By the way, you got mad at me the other night and didn't understand what I was saying. You were on a roll though, so I don't blame you, because sometimes when you get in that zone, it's just like, let me go to you too now. I get it.
Sounds like me.
Last night I was in the zone and I just went off on Ash, and I apologize because I should do it on my own live stream though. But we were talking about the group episode of She-Hulk, and you were saying something, and you talking about the group and went villains. And you were like, no. And I think you were thought I talked about the people who created it. So you're like, no, Englentine is not very, and I forget what you said, but you chastised me. And I was like,
I'm sorry.
Okay. So let me explain. Porcupine, I believe he did fight Captain America. He was an Iron Man villain. El Aguara, the Mexican dude, is a Daredevil villain. The entire group that they were talking to was made up of villains. That's what I was saying. They're all villains.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, wait, what? Then I was like, oh, no, she's on a roll. Let it go. We'll talk about it later. I love that episode, though.
I thought they did. Like, we got to see some emotional depth from Jen. Like, to actually come to grips with being ghosted and realize, like, she was worth a little bit more than she was giving herself credit for as Jen and as She-Hulk. Like, I thought that was some great character work. And I'm not going to lie, like, I really like Abomination also. Like,
yeah, I like this.
It's weird. But he's cool.
Yeah. And let's get this straight. And I'll ask the chat here. Everybody, straight guys and lesbians, who wouldn't do Jen? Anybody? I mean, I'm just
everybody would do Jen.
Yeah. Hey, that would be an interesting three-way with her. But seriously, who would not? I look at her, she goes, she's cute. Now, I would probably be turned off the more she talked, because they don't give her normal lines. It's always explaining something, complaining about something. I'm like, when did no, if I say that, I'll get your channel. I was like, when did they make her Jewish? I don't remember that. But she's just, no, come on. One of my famous dating stories was that this woman just would not shut up in the movies. It was a French woman I dated when I was like 19. She was hot. I met her at Disney. I said, I took her. We were going to go see the new Disney movie, which was Oliver and Company at the time, and she just would not shut so I got up, left. Oh
my God!
Yeah. I just didn't want to be. I did not want to be around her anymore. Just so annoying. I'm sorry, but I have done things that I'm not proud of, but I did know that we were on Disney proper. She had a way to get back to the hotel, so she's fine. It's free.
Oh my God. That's so funny. I did, and I like the reintroduction of Daredevil. I kind of dig the like mustard and ketchup suit. I like that they even brought that up. Like, I like it. It looks really good, and they gave him that hallway scene.
there's a reason why I like that book right there. Do you know what that book is?
No.
That is the very first appearance of the red suit. So,
I do
yeah.
like the red suit, but I thought it looked really good on him. Let me get this super chat.
Go
Gary,
ahead.
thank you so much. I had a Superman shirt, black and silver Superman shirt, purple Bizarro shirt because the red and blue one is boring. And when I was on holiday, I got someone to make a new 52 Ultraman shirt because no one makes them. That is freaking awesome.
Yeah,
That is. I want an Ultraman shirt.
I know.
Awesome.
I want the whole like the crime syndicate thing. That would be awesome.
Yes.
That's
We needed
really
it.
cool.
They had Crime Syndicate recently, but it really wasn't that good. Like it was all right.
I didn't mind.
We
the
need a good
miniseries.
one.
Yeah. They played the hero, and I don't want the crime syndicate to play the hero. I want
Exactly.
them to, you want them to be the crime syndicate. It's an interesting world because supposedly everything works the opposite. So yeah, let's see that. Yeah. But the Daredevil, I thought that was fine. I thought it was, a lot of people are, and look, we understand that it's a certain population on YouTube. Okay, fine.
Oh God, yeah.
But what is it? And if you do this yourself, please by all means in the chat, let me know. You have a movie or a TV show or something, and it's good, it's fine, it's doing well. One scene is horrible, and it's just a focus on that to the point where you can't enjoy anything else. Now, I remember Daredevil whistling as he was walking, like, I got laid by She-Hulk.
I said it was a victory lap, not a walk of shame.
Yeah, and that it was a walk of shame. I mean, he walked with his boots off. You know why? In my opinion, because he wanted to feel the grass on. He wanted to feel the green under his toes, like he just felt the green under him. It was just, I didn't feel as bad as everybody else did. I liked the fact that they sped up his movements a little. And don't get me wrong, Daredevil, the TV show, is one of, if not the greatest thing produced with a Marvel character in it.
Oh, wow.
Maybe Infinity
I haven't
War
seen it. I've heard a lot of good.
It is so good. But it is a different tone. If you go back to the Wallywood Daredevils and so forth, you'll find that he is a lot jokier. And he is more of a swashbuckler than he had become. And of course, Frank Miller completely changed the character. And in some cases, much like they did after Dark Knight Returns, they made him far too dark. But there is comic book precedent for the jokier Daredevil, and he wasn't even jokey. It wasn't like he went all MCU and everything was a joke. But I can see Daredevil going, "My ass remains unwhooped." You know, I mean, that is a line I can see Daredevil actually saying, because it's not just a joke, it's a challenge. And Daredevil, I've always seen Daredevil have the same thing about Batman. Batman's rich enough to be Tony Stark. Batman has a mech suit. But for the longest time, Batman went out and beat the shit out of people in freaking gray silk tights. You know, it's like, why not the armor all the time? But I always felt it was because some part of him needed to prove that he was the best man. You know, he trained himself to a point where not only did he have to beat his villain, but he had to prove to the villain that there's no way he could win by beating him profusely. As a man.
Robert is dying to ask this question. I've seen him ask it 4 times, so let's get your opinion. What's your thought on Intelligencia being used? And do you think they're setting up for Hulked out heroes since they have her blood now?
That's, I mean, look, in all honesty, I got to say yes, because one of the things that the Black Pills do have right is that almost every anyway, show has in some way set up another character.
Right.
You know, Loki had female Loki. Moon Knight had what's his name? That's now a chick. I am a
Scarlet Scarab.
Scarlet Scarab. Yeah, every one of them. By the way, and I will say this: whoever says Hawkeye was a bait and switch didn't listen to the freaking advertisements for the 6 months prior when they were saying he's going to be training Kate Bishop. How is that a freaking bait and switch? But
it wasn't.
Each of them had introduced another character. I say almost because Ms. Marvel was the introduction. There wasn't no as they call bait and switch. So in all honesty, I can see them setting this up, but I will caution you. And I say this to my friends that Dalton always goes, ooh, they're going to do this. So they're going to have this and this and this and this, and none of it shows up. We know about hulked out heroes. We know about Go-Gurt Hulk and all that kind of stuff. The general public doesn't, and they have to appeal to the general public. So the deeper you go inside baseball, as far as comic books are concerned, you're probably not going to get and starring at all. I know they teased us with Guardians of the Galaxy. They teased us because they said they're willing to go deep. But since then, the only people they've been going deep on are side characters or joke characters on She-Hulk. The Immortal Man, who was...
Mr. Immortal.
Yeah, Mr. Immortal, thank you. Immortal Man's DC. The Mr. Immortal, who I believe was a West Coast Avenger, or no, Great Lakes Avenger. He, they did nothing with him. So when they do bring him in, they're not going to resemble what you think they are. So be very careful on getting your hopes up, is all I would say.
Oh yeah, and they even tease, like, I love how that line where in the episode 8 she was like, maybe it's for a Red Hawk, like, and then she was like, or maybe I'm gonna get fridged. Yeah. So we obviously know she's not gonna get fridged. I kind of love it that fridged is, like, I would have to explain that over and over and over again to people. And now fridged is becoming a weirdly normal term. It's so odd.
Yeah, it's I do like hearing the terms. It's the fact that they use comic books as historical documents in She-Hulk's law office, and you know this because when they're walking around, you'll see shelves with key issues on them. The fact that they use those, you see that they actually might know our lingo. One of the things I've been not liking about modern comics, and it was used recently, or at least I read it recently, I think in a Mark Waid book of all things, is that they're speaking like comic book collectors and comic book readers. You know, you're not supposed to, like, somebody like, say, Ms. Marvel shouldn't know all of Spider-Man's secrets. Right. And yet you'll see a passage, and don't ask me for an example because I'm even having a hard time reading, but trust me, they're there. I wouldn't lie about this. But there are moments where they're like, aha, and blah, 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 and this is about you because I read it in a comic book. I don't know. So yeah, they do these things where it's almost like they have too much information as characters sometimes. I don't know, but you got a super chat.
Robert, I bet Gil Simone wish she had trademarked French. Yeah, but I bet she's kind of like, she's got to be like, that's cool, right? Like, that's neat that they're even using it. I know they used it in Nightwing recently also. Babs was like, they're going to try to fridge me. And I'm like, no fucking way. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. All right, Ingleteen, I got to bring on Shelby, but thank you so much. Conversation with you is always refreshing.
All right. See you later.
Bye. Shelby, are you there? Hey, I haven't had the names up this whole time. I just realized that. Are you there, Shelby? Are you there, Shelby? Black Panther. Oh, female Black Panther is coming. Yeah, Shuri is taking over. Yes, I hear you. What the hell is your avatar?
It's Belma from the new hit show, Belma.
I've seen that trailer. It does. I'm not a Scooby-Doo person, but it looks about what you would expect from something like that.
Yeah, my friend said that show is going to be for people who love being petty on the internet.
Oh, so it's right up my alley, is what you're saying.
Basically, yeah. First thing I thought was you.
Fucking smart ass. Like, Shelby, you're always so nice when you call in, but sometimes in the comment sections, you are vicious.
Yeah, I guess it's just because I don't know how to write properly. I guess it's just like what do we call it? Difference of writing between writing and speaking.
Oh yeah, tone, and I also think you like playing contrarian sometimes.
Oh yeah, I mean, someone has to at the end of the day.
That's very true. Keep you on your toes.
Yeah, but I guess we have to have a disagreement talk. Like, I know we
Oh,
disagreeing a lot lately. So what's up?
no. What do we disagree on lately? I know that you're a big She-Hulk fan. I know that you. I don't
Yep.
know. I don't. I mean, I know we disagreed about the Steven Crowder thing, and I know what else did we disagree? I think we both really liked. Didn't you enjoy Werewolf by Night?
Oh my God, What About Now is the best thing that I've ever seen.
It's amazing, isn't it? Why aren't
I
people
wouldn't say
talking
the best.
about this?
Yeah, I like it. That's the thing. Like, I was gonna say it's the best thing that Marvel has put out in the last few years, but like they put out Spider-Man No Way Home, and that was pretty good. But
Oh,
I actually really like it. It was surprisingly good. That's like, honestly, it was refreshing. That's the only way that, because the only way that I can explain it is that Marvel's whole thing now is now, or its whole thing in general has been like doing genres, but with superheroes. Like you have Black Widow, the spy movie. You have Eternals, the grand epic historical. You have stuff like that, and they finally, I think they nailed it with monster genre, like classic monster genre. They tried it and it
like
worked.
my biggest complaint from that was that I really, really wish it had been a series.
Yeah, that's the
I want
thing.
more
Like
Man Thing.
man,
He's adorable.
yeah, Man Thing is adorable. I actually liked it. I don't like liking things. I want to hate stuff. I don't
No,
like
you can't go
She-Hulk.
black belt. You can't go
I don't
black
like
belt.
She-Hulk.
But why though? Like I get it, she's a little pissy sometimes, but other than that, I do think I'm not gonna be like this definitely had a female audience in mind. There's no doubt about that.
I can't fault them for that. I would have been impressed if they tried to not go for a female audience, like actually make it into something much more different. Because I remember that they said this is gonna be like Sex in the City, but in the MCU, and it was. So
And to be fair, I liked Sex in the City when it first started. I never finished it up, but like I liked Sex in the City. I like that female humor sometimes.
the
I
only
just
person who I know that watches Sex in the City is my grandma. So
okay, well, now you know two people, and I'm cooler than
my
your grandma.
God,
And
no, I
Batman
was just
won,
not a fan,
Robert.
I guess.
I know. It was, and again, it knew what it was going for. It was going, I was like very young when that started. So I was probably like, I don't know. I
I
don't
guess
even
I'm
know. I
just
was in my teenage years and I was watching it after The Sopranos because Sopranos is still one of my favorite shows of all time.
I guess I just had from the beginning a bad taste because I don't know, I just felt that the show itself was being petty, and then the people who didn't like it were being petty, and then the people who were defending it were being petty. Everyone was being petty, even the show itself. And I guess I don't I can't with that, so I just don't give a shit and I don't like it. Like the same thing for the Belma thing. It's like you're gonna right off the bat, you're just gonna be like that. Okay, then I hope you don't complain when, oh my God, anti SJWs are talking about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah. What did you expect? It was
The
like
weird thing is,
a Scooby Doo show, like Mystery Inc. It was pretty good.
the weird thing
This,
is like, why is there, you always see like these anti SJWs on it, but if they really wanted to like tone them out, they would have a whole bunch of people that liked it on the interwebs. Maybe I just don't see it. Like,
I guess I would say, because this is something that I guess this goes into the entire disagreements that we have. I believe that the majority of people just don't like stuff. I don't think that every single person on the world is an anti SJW, whatever. I just think that most people just don't care about stuff at the same level that people like you do, and people like, I don't know, who's a anti SJW?
The quartering, maybe.
No,
It's always
oh
a
my
good
God,
example.
Jeremy is such a milk fence toast, whatever. His opinions are so normal. That's the thing. I
Maybe,
would say
I
I
don't
wouldn't
know. I
say
don't think so.
I would say EBS maybe, and I'm not a big a fan of him. He's like everything is. There are things
I
that Jeremy hasn't talked about,
wait.
and
Hold
I'm
on.
surprised that he didn't.
You think that a man going after younger kids and school teachers is milquetoast fence sitter?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay. I don't
Yeah,
understand. I don't understand how that's milquetoast fence sitting when he's literally trying to say people shouldn't be these in their jobs. Like he's like, I hate cancel culture, and then literally trying to get people fired. That's
yeah,
not
because that's the
milquetoast fence
standard
setting.
for every single person. Every single person who's not even people who aren't even the culture war whatever, they do that. They do that thing of I hate thing, but I do it anyways. It's the standard for so many in so many circles and of everything.
I don't think I've ever tried to get anyone fired from their job. Even when it came to Amber Heard, I said there's no reason to boycott. It's not going to matter. She's already gotten paid. She's got the job. I don't think I've ever gone after anybody's job.
Then I guess we disagree to agreeing. I guess I'm just doom pilled or whatever.
No,
It's
you're not yet.
it's
We will save you.
look, I wish that things were good. Like if we got Werewolf by Night like every 2 weeks, that would be great. But we won't.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
No, but we got
And I
She-Hulk.
guess and I mean let's talk about the disagreements that we had. Like we were talking about Steven Crowder, and I guess that conversation opened up, at least from my perspective, into the whole idea of male mental health and all that.
And I am all for male mental health, but what Steven Crowder said in that video, now I couldn't find the original video. To be fair, he took it down. I don't know why. I'm assuming he got enough backlash. But the fact that he was nearly a rape apologist and saying that why don't Victoria's Secret models ever get sexually abused? All you have to do is literally look up Victoria's Secret sexual assault, and there are hundreds of cases. Like, the man was straight up sick in his video. Straight up sick in his video. And that's one thing that I don't think, like, I know I'm not going to be the comedy police or anything like that, but god damn, really, you're fucking with someone's trauma?
Yeah,
Did you see the
I
original
guess.
video?
I haven't seen it, but I'm guessing that it's maybe up in the site. I do know that he tends to take down videos and re-upload them over there, and he like snips up stuff. I don't know because I'm not really a fan. I just know that some of his stuff is good. Like to change my mind, at least there are parts where he does have
Goes
conversation with people
to
and stuff.
kids. He debates with children. He doesn't debate with people that actually are cemented in their beliefs. He debates with kids on college campus. Of course he's going to win.
Yeah, because where else is he gonna go? To a politician? That's not gonna happen. And
I'm pretty
also,
sure Majority Report tried to debate him and he pushed out of it.
he did.
I mean,
Because he has been calling for a lot of people to come on his show and stuff like that. But I don't look. If it turns out that he's going out there and I don't know, fucking obligating people to come on his show, then that's that. I don't really care. But the thing is that he at least got the ball rolling in a lot of things, because there are conversations that are important to have. Like I told you that I wouldn't say I don't care. I definitely care. I definitely think that rape and the whole idea of rape culture and abortion, all of those are important topics. I just don't involve myself too much in those or have too serious
right.
opinions, because for me, what matters, or at least what I care most, is immigration and this whole idea of incel culture and stuff like that, because it really worries me. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I get it.
And
Like,
I'm not trying to make less of the other things that you talk. I'm glad that you talk about those things. Someone has to, or it's forgotten. It's normalized, which shouldn't be done.
the scary part is that so many people accepted his video on face value and thought it was funny to make fun of rape victims. Like, that's where I had the issue with it. Normally, I don't pay attention. I don't care about Steven Crowder. I don't watch his content. Fuck him, right?
I
But
have a
that's the issue
rhetorical
I took.
question.
Yes.
Would you be also disgusted if something like South Park did the same joke, or like Dave Chappelle or some underground comedian did the same kind of
In the
comedy
same
bit? Because
context he did? Absolutely.
I didn't
I'm
find it
just,
funny. I didn't even know that it was a joke. I just thought he was stating something. But if
no, that,
if something else that wasn't him would do that,
oh, of course. I don't find any of that. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I'm not trying to sound like comedy police here, but when he is making fun of rape victims, I have an issue with it. I don't think I've ever seen like South Park or what'd you say, Dave Chappelle making fun of rape victims in the
I mean,
same context.
Family Guy made a bunch of jokes of rape victims. It's that it's offensive comedy, and it's as
It's
subjective as it
shock
gets.
jock.
Even
Yeah,
I don't.
exactly. I'm not saying it shouldn't be out there. I'm not somebody to ever call for anybody's platform. I'm not saying that. I just personally found it gross. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
don't want
I
to get
definitely get
anybody
it.
canceled.
I definitely get it. That's the thing. Like, not getting too personally, because I know that everything is different for everyone. But for me, what I find like really offensive would be basically the demeaning of men, I guess, because I'm a
And I'm the
man.
same
I
with
guess I
women.
just worry
Yeah.
for myself.
And I
That's the thing.
understand that.
If I asked you, how do you fix? And I don't know why we're talking about this. We're talking about She-Hulk, but I guess this all ties together. Uh, how would how could you fix the whole incel problem?
That's and that's another thing. I there's a huge pandemic, like not pandemic. I don't know what a better word to use,
There is
but
a problem. It's a crisis.
it's
It's a
exactly.
crisis.
And I
I
don't
and
know if it's social media, what
it's
happened, but it's become huge. And it's like they say,
look. I
Billie Eilish one time came out and said, get rid of porn. And I'm like, what? That's not like, I understand there's a problem, but like, I don't know. Like, I find that silly to think that that would fix things. I actually think a lot of the issues we've had is being so fucking dependent upon social media. It introduced this idea of being able to be anonymous and talk to a girl, and then you become entitled and talk to a girl, and you're not going to get the same response. You're not going to get that courtship that should be in
I
a normal relationship.
I have a very interesting relationship with this whole problem of incel culture, especially because I was a teenager in high school when social media was popping off. Okay, something as I'm gonna say 2015 because I don't remember the exact dates, but that was a time where a lot of things were starting to bubble up. This was kind of before the age of SJW versus anti-SJW and the
Right.
BuzzFeed problems, all that. This was in the time of Onision. I don't know if you know who that is.
Oh, that weirdo. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
like, didn't he come out as, maybe I remember something about being a predator, if
yeah,
I'm not
basically.
sure.
There's a bunch of things, but back in the day, he was a. And back in the day, I was. I know it's hard to believe, but I was more into the crowd of what you would label, I guess, SJW. Uh, I was when you remember when that guy punched Jeremy on the convention, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do
Yeah,
actually.
I remember that I was out there defending the guy, like
Oh,
saying, "Ah,
wow.
this is a good thing. It should happen. That guy deserved it." Jeremy deserved all that. I was part of all that shit, and I remember that it wasn't until I noticed that incels were a thing in the internet. It was like if I was on the side of the progressive Tumblr-esque whatever thing, because I was on Tumblr, the insult would have been my enemy and stuff. But I noticed, oh shit, this is serious. Like
Mm-hmm.
I like personally not knew, but like online friends, the same type of you and me. I knew someone who tried to kill himself because honestly, at the time I thought, oh my God, you're just wanting attention. But what the sentiment was that he felt useless. Like that was the thing, I
Horrible.
guess. You feel
Yeah.
useless, and I don't want to say this as a gotcha to you because I do know that you I wouldn't say you turn into a SJW and ooh, but I guess that you got aware of all the BS that goes on the anti SJW side, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was kind of what happened to me, but with the
The other
SJW
side.
side, I noticed that they just wanted a quick win. That's why I told you in the email. They just want quick wins. They don't care about male mental health. They don't care about if a woman got a rape or not. They just care if they get the morality point, and that's it.
And that's
That's
fucked up.
that's
That's not okay, and I'm not okay with that either. I do think there needs to be help with the underlying issue. Even if you're looking at the issue of rape, it's a man problem, right? We need to look at the men and why this is happening. You need to look at what's going on with the incel problem and with mental health. You're right. It is
that's the thing. That's the
absolutely
thing.
something that needs to be
Yeah,
funded.
because
Fuck.
that's the thing. Because and this is I don't know how this fits into a funny comic channel about She-Hulk and Nightwing's ass, whatever. But I tell you this because honestly, you're the first person who actually like is interested in the conversation. Maybe because you're I don't know a friend or whatever. But if this is to be fixed, you have to figure out how to. And honestly, the times that I saw people try to open up an actual conversation into this whole thing, because honestly, it is incel culture. Incel culture is things. There are men who feel entitled, who hate women, and all that. But
Yeah.
the solution is not to go out there and be like, "Oh, take the L, you man babies, cry about it. Fucking, this show has a black woman now. You can cry about it." No, that alienates. I'm sorry, but that
Yeah.
is
And I know
stoking
I'm guilty
fire
of
to
it
the
too.
flame. I
I'm
wouldn't
really
say
guilty of
that.
it too. I troll a little bit more than I should. Like the other day,
No,
they
no,
were calling She-Hulk crazy cat lady. So I was like, well, I'm gonna call them all. I don't know, insane
dog people.
dog people. Yeah, like
Uh,
it. It's neither side is helping the other one. They're two so far separated that they're not helping, and you have very few people that sit in the middle. And I wouldn't even call it fence setting. I feel like there are people that try to see the good on both sides that get demonized by both sides. And it fucking
I
sucks, but you got to realize that everybody at the core of them are human and we're all fucking we're all capable of good and bad.
if you and I don't say this as like trying to be a fanboy or whatever, but I honestly don't see why people hate Jordan Peterson. I don't know if you hate
I
him
am
or not.
I don't
I do know
know
that he said that thing about the fat or the and
the
that's
heavy set
okay.
girl.
That's that. But I do remember that when he came out as being depressed and being having a substance abuse because of it, people celebrated. Like people who I
That's
knew who
not
were
cool.
out for like male mental health, and they were like, "Oh, we need to help men." They celebrated it because they were like, "Ha, take the L, you I don't know, you far right, whatever." And I was like, I'm not a fan of his, but he said stuff about men have to feel like they're needed and whatever, which is important. If he came out and said, I don't know, some dumb stuff, okay, sure, but that
Didn't
doesn't
he say
fix the
some
problem.
I honestly, I don't know enough about Jordan Peterson to have a strong opinion either way. Whenever I think of Jordan Peterson, I think of Kermit, and that's probably really bad. But the most I know about him is like he
Kuma
cries, people
says,
make fun of him, people defend him.
Kuma,
He
look,
cries.
pull my fist. He got an addiction problem because he was depressed. That's why he was in a bunch of pain. That's the thing. People politicize every single thing, and I wouldn't say they push. And I see this happen so many times with people like Chris Pratt, with people like Joe Rogan, with people who don't have any like political opinions like strong, but they get pushed to one side. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So many
Yep.
people said that, oh my God, Chris Pratt, he's such a homophobic, racist, Trump loving white guy. He hasn't said a single thing about politics. People like Joe Rogan who just happen to have opinions. That's it. I've never seen him going out there and being like, "Hey, people should not be able to marry." I
think didn't Jordan Peterson start the politicization though when he came out, and wasn't he the one who initially said he wouldn't use pronouns?
I think that was Ben Shapiro.
Okay. If I don't care about these people, and if they are far right or far left, I don't pay attention. Because I know a lot of it's a grift, and I don't fucking care to participate in that. Let me get this super chat real quick. In school I had all the girls come to me, but now that I'm older, I have to find them up to me now, and I have no experience talking to girls, so I get nervous. And that's kind of exactly what we're talking about. It's it's a courtship process. It's going out there and striking out on your own. And sometimes that's really hard, and sometimes it's gonna hurt. But you gotta experience life. I'm not being mean, Gary, at all. I hope you don't think that. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I don't want to be like what's it called when you feel like you're better than everyone else and stuff like that. I don't want to be like Mr. Conservative, but I do feel that stuff like hookup culture, it is bad. It doesn't.
You do? For both sexes?
Yeah, honestly. And I say that having been part of it, and all I'm gonna say is that ghosting, I've done it before, and I say this as, yeah, I realize it's a bad, shitty thing to do. You play with people, but it's gotten worse with the internet. Yeah, and that's the thing. How do you fix incel culture? And I'm sure there's also problems that women face on the internet, and I can't talk about them because I don't have too much experience with them. And I would love to hear about it, to understand how different groups go through it. But I do feel, at least for me, in my opinion, incel culture is a problem, and it has to be fixed. But I also
don't think they should be looking up to people like Jordan Peterson that is politicizing. If they want to look up to somebody and get some good advice, go to an uncle, I know those things aren't always readily available, but when Jordan Peterson is doing it and politicizing it, it's generally for their own self-gain. And look, now isn't he on Ben Shapiro's TV show or something?
I think he goes on whatever show he can. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
I think that some figures, and I wouldn't say all of them. I wouldn't say, oh, poor Ben Shapiro, he's a poor soul trapped in the multi-millions of the right. No, but I do feel like
Ben Shapiro's an idiot.
Yeah, he says stupid things. He also brings up a lot of points. But I do feel like sometimes, let's say someone let's say I talk about men's health, okay? And I talk about it because I'm passionate about it. I have people who deal with it, and I think that it is a problem. I'm not saying, oh, women don't have any problem. We don't have to talk about that. No, I'm not saying that. But I want to talk about this. Now someone else comes in and does the whole, oh, so you hate women. Hey, guys, this guy hates women. This guy is far right. And then they push me to that side. And I end up having to talk to that side because they're the only ones who listen. It's a whole, I like waffles, oh, you hate pancakes things. That's a problem. And I've seen it on both sides.
And I hate the hypocrisy of it. Like, even worse than Ben Shapiro is Matt Walsh, who literally got caught saying 16-year-olds should be the ones impregnated. Like, oh fuck, my mind just I can't take it. I don't listen to people that, and I know we're in a capitalist society, no good, there is no moral purchase under capitalism, right? There's always something. There's always some
Someone
fucked
always
up
suffers.
situation. Yes.
Someone
And
always
I
suffers.
understand that. But you should be able to be open enough and honest enough with your audience. And I just don't feel like a lot of those people are. Let me get this super chat real quick. Gary, thank you so much. I agree with Mr. H. They tried to make that guy look bad for leaving, but then she used She-Hulk to catfish him. Wait, hold on. Huh? They tried to make that guy look bad for leaving. He
I
literally
think
is
the
the
guy in
villain.
the first few episodes.
He's literally the villain, Gary. She didn't catfish shit. He knew that she wasn't always Jen or always She-Hulk. I find it weird that people say that's catfishing. She's not always that person. Like she hulks out sometimes. Like that. That's weird. I get it, Gary, but yeah, he was the bad guy. Literally the bad guy. Oh goodness.
Mhm.
All right, Shelby, I hate to do this, but my bladder is
Yeah.
going to explode, so I'm going to wrap up.
Yeah, sorry about it. I was talking too much. Okay, so that's why
No, you're totally fine.
that's why She-Hulk is bad and Werewolf by Night is good. I don't know how
Both are good.
any of this
Both-
has to do with anything.
Both
Hey,
are
you know,
good.
you know what? I want to get to what is it, 50 subs so I can start streaming, because I really like talking more than editing. Because oh my god, editing.
Oh my god, me too. Editing sucks, doesn't it?
I've been working. I'm working on 2 videos for almost a month. I just want to get to 50 subs so I can start streaming to who? I don't know. I don't want to become a political channel. That's the thing. I don't want. That's why I come to you. I dump all
Email
my.
me your link and I'll put it on my community post. We'll try to get you to 50.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Don't worry, guys. I won't be talking about this all the time. It's just a sad topic that I feel like at some point
Something you're
someone
close
has to
to.
talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, next week we're gonna talk about what?
Wait, what? What are we talking about next week?
What we're gonna talk about? Yes, I don't want to talk about political stuff.
Well, it'll be fun. All right, guys. Like I said, I'm dying. Literally dying right now. Bye, guys.
She's gonna pee herself.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
bye.
right. It's so
Happy
bad.
Halloween.
Bye, guys.